arrived at the cliff as it was back then, and probably someone you've got a lot of time for.
An influential part of his club, of course, with his passion for the club and how we played football. He was a fantastic man. I never had him as a coach myself, but I spoke to Eric many times about he's so passionate, and sad day. But we all remember his legacy he'll always be remembered. Class of '92, what he's done with them for them. I think when you speak to all the lads, they even Mark Dempsey had him when he. So he's spoken so highly about how he was as a coach and how he brought the values into them and onto the pitch.
His young players is the same as your own belief, and you've got two young players who are kind of fighting from injuries in terms of Jesse and Anthony Martial. Yeah. What's the update there?
I think they'll be out for 2 to 3 weeks. Looking at it now, so then you're looking at the young players. We're thinking, okay, Mason Greenwood, now is your time to step in, and he's injured, unfortunately, so he's out for a couple of weeks as well. So. That's just the way sometimes the luck goes. So Mason will get his chance later on.
Ed Woodward talked yesterday, sort of like you're reviving the club. He talked about a strong end to the season. I'm not going to ask you whether you've got the job yet or not. But
no.
I mean, how much dialogue do you have with him, sort of on a weekly or even daily basis?
We speak almost daily. If we don't speak, we keep in touch by all these gadgets nowadays. But of course. It's always nice to hear those words, but now it's on to the next game.
He also spoke positively about the contracts and key players. Any update on that? I know you're not involved in that, but he seemed optimistic that was going to happen with David De Gea.
Yeah, I haven't got any news from before, but they are working on a few other players, so hopefully we can announce that.
What sort of week has it been for you after your first defeat in your time at the club?
Been back home actually, been to Norway, so that was planned before, so that was nice to see the family. But it's a different feel, of course. I hate losing games. I think it seems like the boys hate losing games, and they've been down, of course, but there's no point dwelling on it, because there's big games against good teams coming up, so we need to dust ourselves down and get going again on Monday.
Could a win on Monday be the perfect reaction, the perfect way to bounce back?
Yeah, you got to bounce back in this club. You'll always have challenges, and away against Chelsea is one of the tougher challenges. So let's just make sure the next 2 or 3 days in training. How many? Well, Saturday, Sunday, 2 days left in training. That we're ready on Monday, because. We know there was a spell against PSG, 7, 8, 10 minutes there that we lost our way a bit, but apart from that, we weren't too bad defensively.
You mentioned the injury to Greenwood. Could this be an opportunity for the likes of Gomez and Chong to be involved if it is going to be a 2 to 3 weeks for Martial and
yeah, it might be. Yeah, we got still forward options, of course. But Angel and Chongi, they've been training with us all week, or even the weeks leading up to this, so there's a big chance they'll be involved.
Hi. Since you got appointed, you have impressed us all as a manager for this club, and you're up against one of the sharpest football minds at the highest level. How have you found the tactical battles during games?
Tactics, one thing. You prepare for the games. You need to see different scenarios. You got players that you have. Some might be injured. Some are available, and every opponent gives you a tactical challenge, but you try to solve them problems, and you create a problem for them with your own tactics. And for us, so far, maybe PSG was the first game that we met a team that they came differently from what they've done before. There's quite a few teams that have played that 3-4-3 system, or 3-box-3, call it whatever you like. It's always a difficult one, and but games are mostly decided by individual skills or inside the boxes, that not down to tactics.
Ollie, with the injuries then with Martial and Lingard, I mean, how big an opportunity is it for the likes of Sanchez, for Lukaku to step in now and show what they're all about?
A chance for anyone who plays, if it's Alexis or Romelu who starts, or if it's Chongi who starts, or Angel, or it's so. Anthony and Jesse, they've done really well for us. They're vital in the attacking part, of course, with their attributes, with the pace. But then again, with Rom and Alexis, they've got different skill sets, so they will be able to show what they can do. So we just need to gel a team together for Monday now and see what we decide upon.
Big week as well, isn't it? Of course, because there's Liverpool on the horizon. It's these things tend to happen.
Week.
Yeah, great week.
Yeah.
But I suppose you've had the blip with the PSG game. Now you've got injuries. It's not exactly a massive issue with everything that's gone on for you because everything's gone great. But how do you now kind of energise yourself and work out these little problems you've got?
Well, you don't panic because you've lost a game. You don't change everything because it doesn't change the mindset at all. We need to keep working on the way we want to play football, the way we approach the games will always be in an attacking, positive mind. We want to go down to Chelsea, we want to have Liverpool here, we still want to impose ourselves on those games, but there's quite a few other teams that have injuries, so you adapt and you have to manage that.
Chelsea's a funny time for them as well, isn't it, with what's gone on in the past week, and they've got a great FA Cup record against United, but again they've got their own issues to deal with, haven't they?
I was just asked the question here because in '99 we beat them down at Stamford Bridge to get to the final, so then we beat Arsenal as well, we beat Liverpool, so we did it the hard way then, and we might have to, or we'll have to do it the hard way this year as well if we want to get to the final, so looking forward to it.
They've been very up and down, Chelsea, recently. Very good results at home, terrible ones away. Does that mean you're expecting the best of Chelsea on Monday?
I went to see them against City, and City were clinical, of course, but they've got some fantastic players, Chelsea as well, and they could have easily have scored 2 or 3 in the first half as well, that game. So there are fine margins. They could have easily been 2 or 3 up against Bournemouth as well when they lost 4-0. So it's those little things that decide games, but of course it's been they have, as you said, been up and down, but we're sure down there they are a tough team to play.
And we also saw the best of Angel Di Maria on Tuesday, which we didn't always see when he was here at Old Trafford. I just wonder if that's the big challenge in the job here, is not buying the best players but making sure you have the system that gets the best out of them.
You want to get the best out of your best players, of course, and that's a challenge all the time because we've got so many players. You don't just put every single good player in their preferred position. We need to have a system and that we start from. But there's a couple of players that you might want to build your team around, and tactically it might be a different issue now against Chelsea how we do things. You don't know, or